Hey, so today instead of posting a cute video of my dog Stella like I normally do, I wanted to do a completely different kind of video, although she is right here. Let me see. Ah, Stella. So she is here in spirit in this video, but I wanted to actually do a, I guess, health and beauty video. I was diagnosed with a health condition. It's like a hormonal based condition where my hormones are off, and so I've been seeing a lot of symptoms, a lot of not so fun symptoms, and one of them is hair loss. So that's definitely not fun, especially if you're a woman and you're only, in your early 30s like I am. That's definitely not something you want to be dealing with. So I decided to try to find a natural approach to see if I could find something more homeopathic that I could do at home and see if I could get some positive results. And I found this really awesome hair conditioning recipe that I wanted to share today. It's really easy to make. Every little batch that I make lasts about 2 months. I use it about 3 times a week. It's really easy and simple, and so far I love it. Not only does it smell amazing, but again, it's all natural, all high quality ingredients. And I've noticed, so it's only been 2 months, so I'm not going to notice, a whole new head of hair or anything like that. I'll probably have to wait and see more around the 6-month mark, what kind of hair growth I'm having, if any, hopefully. But in the meantime, what I am still enjoying about it, and what anyone, regardless of if you need a hair growth conditioner, will love about it, is that it really improves the whole texture of your hair as far as my experience goes. It's a great way to add natural volume to your hair. I don't use any kind of products. I basically don't do anything to my hair because I'm just really stupid when it comes to hair. Like, I don't know how to do anything cute to my hair, so I stopped trying basically. I used to straighten my hair and that damaged my hair, so now I just wash it and condition it and I let it air dry, and that's it. That's the extent of my abilities basically. So with this just kind of, I feel like, helps give it a little extra volume since I'm not putting any kind of product in it. If my hair tends to get really oily really easily, and yes, it's just natural oils, but I feel like this recipe kind of helps tamper down like any overproduction of natural oils in my hair. So that's really awesome, and it just looks healthier for longer in between washing. So I think anyone can appreciate those benefits. So even if you're not having any kind of issue with hair growth or anything like that, but you just want a natural volumizer, or just something that's going to make your hair healthier in general, this is a great recipe. So first, I'm just going to show you the ingredients, and then I'm going to make my own batch right now because I'm out. And then I will give you the instructions, and then you should go and try it for yourself. All right, so first let's look at what you will need to make this recipe. The very first thing you're going to need is something to put it in. This is just a 1-ounce glass dropper that I found at Whole Foods. I believe it was like $1.99, so really cheap, and they had all different sizes. You could definitely get a bigger size if you want to. I just went with this because I was just planned on testing out the recipe and seeing if I liked it. And I also went with glass because I think that's a little bit better than plastic, especially for something that's going in my hair. I don't want to buy something that could have chemicals in the plastic and then that gets on my hair. So I went with glass. You could also get this if you don't have a Whole Foods near you. Any natural food store, probably even like craft stores have them, I'm assuming, or you could buy it online. The second thing that you need is your base oils, which is going to be what holds this recipe together essentially and just adds extra moisture. So the original recipe that I found called for jojoba oil and grapeseed oil. And so I did look for both of those. I found grapeseed oil, but it was hard to find a good quality grapeseed oil, one that I was happy with. So I decided to get the jojoba oil instead. I just went with that for the first time I made the recipe. And I got this one at Whole Foods. It's a little bit more on the expensive side, and it's not, you know, a huge bottle, but as you can see, I've used like almost a fourth of it maybe, and that was just for one batch, and that lasted me like 2 months. So even though this is not the biggest bottle, it should last, you know, a decent amount of time, and you might already have jojoba oil at home or be able to find it pretty cheap online. So I would definitely recommend this. It's very nourishing for skin and hair. And this time I'm going to add a second oil in. I'm going to use pumpkin seed oil. So this one I did have to buy online. I couldn't find it even at Whole Foods. So you might not be able to find it either in a store. I bought this one on Etsy. And this is also really good for hair and skin. It has a lot of minerals in it, omega-9, 6, and 3, lots of vitamins, beta-carotene, essential fatty acids, so pretty much everything that your hair and your skin need. And I'm going to use this for half of the oil in the recipe today. And then you've got 3 essential oils. Now, if buying all 3 of them is too expensive or you can't find them, then I would recommend trying to at least get rosemary essential oil. This one's from Whole Foods. It was pretty cheap, and it's a bigger bottle. It's not one of those little teeny tiny bottles. This really helps with stimulating hair growth. It smells amazing, and it's going to last a really long time. The second one that was also fairly cheap was Texas cedarwood. So I don't know if Texas cedarwood is like something you find all over the US, or if there's different varieties that you would find of cedarwood. I'm in Texas, so I don't know if that's why this one is Texas cedarwood. And the last oil that I got, and that you'll want to get if you can, it's the smallest one but the most expensive one. But clary sage oil is really good for a lot of things, so if you were interested in finding other uses for it as well, that should be pretty easy to do. So all of these oils are great for stimulating hair growth. And now that we have all of our ingredients, let's make our recipe. Alright, so I'm going to start with my jojoba oil, adding that first. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about trying to get everything exactly right as far as measurements goes, just oil. But basically I'm going to fill this about halfway, maybe a little bit more than half. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to do my pumpkin seed oil and just pour it in. A little bit more. Okay, so I filled it up until it was about just above this little rim right here. So that's about an ounce, and now we're just going to add our essential oils. I'm going to start with the rosemary, and I'm going to do 10 drops of rosemary. There we go. And just do it slowly so that you can actually count the drops as they go in, and they don't accidentally, you know, you don't accidentally have 50 drops go in. This is my cedarwood. Let's see here. That one I had to work with a little bit more. And then we've got our clary sage and another 10 drops. So 10 drops of everything. There we go. See, and that one went in really fast, so you gotta be careful. But that's it. And then make sure before you use it, you shake it up really well. You want to make sure those essential oils are evenly spread throughout the entire recipe. And then when you're ready to use it, just get, dropper full, and that's it. Important side note, you could use this every day if you wanted to. I think it's recommended that you do this 3 times a week. And what I like to do, so basically you can use it generously unless you're trying to make it last longer, but a little bit goes a long way. So I end up using maybe 1 to 2 droppers max whenever I use this. And I just put it wherever I feel like I need it. You don't need to put it on the ends of your hair, just stick with your scalp. So like I kind of focus around this area and kind of on the sides a little bit, maybe right here, and I just use my finger pads to just kind of get it in there. You don't want to use your fingernails because that's really harsh on your hair and your scalp. So I just do that, and I do that right before bed. I lay a towel down on my pillow and I go to sleep, and the next morning I wash it out. And I like to wash it, I like to shampoo it twice just to be on the safe side. Make sure I don't have any oil still in my hair, and then I'll use a little bit of conditioner on the ends, and that's it. So I end up doing that about 3 times a week. But if you don't have that kind of time, or you don't want it sitting in your hair overnight, which there's nothing wrong with that, it's just longer that it can get in there and do its job. You could still just put it in for like half an hour before you shower, or a couple of hours, or during the day, or whatever you want. Your hair will get pretty oily, especially if you're using more of it, so just keep that in mind. But the benefits are awesome. I think it's totally worth it. I know I talked a lot in this video, but this recipe is really easy to make and use, and it was very simple for me to just incorporate it into my regular routine. So if you try it out, please let me know what your thoughts are, or if you have any questions. It's great, like I said, even if you don't have issues with hair loss, I think that you'll really see an improvement in the overall texture and quality of your hair. So if you do try it, let me know what your experience with it is. And there you have it, a recipe for rosemary, cedarwood, and clary sage hair thickener.